Chocolate Man is back. I'm back in the beautiful studio just because outside it's raining. And you know what's funny? Just 10 minutes ago, I wrote a comment that as long as it doesn't rain, I'm going to film outside. And I'm like, how is this possible? 10 minutes later, I was like dressing up. I was like, perfect. And then I took this shirt from the balcony and I was like, oh no, it's raining. Jesus. But that's fun because probably it's going to be a more chilly willy day. I'm still trying to have that experiment where I talk very loudly and with confidence and with conviction. And now I introduced having a bit more fun and trying to but if I move too much, I'm going to sweat profusely. So let's drink some chocolate. It's probably going to be a longer intro just because when I sit down, I tend to talk a bit more because that's how I train myself to sit and talk, not to stand and talk. You can't imagine the heat wave that has started to dawn upon this country. It's crazy. And it's never been this hot. Well, every year we just keep on breaking records. It's bad. So yeah, it's interesting to see that it started to rain. I will have to pack everything up, and hopefully later on it will not rain anymore so that I can film outside. Or if I can't just film outside, I'm gonna try to film but under something or somewhat, as however that works. I'm just gonna try to find spaces where I can film. That's gonna be interesting to just go into gangs. in a I don't know if that's the proper way to use that word. Hopefully yes. For because here we have the same word gang, and it refers to a passageway through a building, like a big communist building. Maybe today I'm going to show you the communist buildings. We have so many of those. Like, I think 80% of the city lives in a communist building, not just one, but like many. So, yeah, the commie blocks. So, yeah, it's interesting how I get roped into some subjects without even desiring that that subject. I don't like speaking about politics, but yeah, lately a lot of politicking has been happening, and the subject is front of mind. So I'm just gonna avoid it and talk about the fact that today I'm gonna illustrate. I feel so much better, and I'm trying to see if this experiment where I have a little bit more fun, have a little bit more fun, my bad singing, where I have a little bit more fun with the videos is gonna increase my overall fun that I have throughout the day. Already this morning, I was like, I could say that joke, or I could say that joke, or I could say that joke. Dad jokes. Ah, and yeah, I'm going to try to have a bit more fun with the videos, maybe be a bit more creative instead of just this boring shot. I'm probably gonna have different, bit more creative things. Who knows? Like, yeah, I think having more fun while you are doing things is always a good reminder and a good habit to have. I used to teach kids arts, painting, and I always told the parents, like, look, the most important thing are not the results. The most important thing is for the child to develop a passion for arts so that they have something to do for life. Whether or not they're going to pursue that as a career, that's their choice. But what I want them to have is a love for art. And to do that, we have to not really pursue results, because that's not what it takes to be an artist. That's not the main ingredient. Like in a soup, the main ingredient is water. So if you don't have water, it's not a soup. It's the same with art. If you don't have the love of the craft, you are never going to enjoy doing art. So whether or not the child will become an artist or not, they still have love for art. Maybe they do it as a hobby. Maybe they just become successful and they pay other people to do art because they couldn't pursue it or they didn't want to pursue it. Or at least the point is that they still love art. And that's what it really goes down to, the bare minimum. It's the water of the soup. Love for art, for doing art, is the love, is the water of the soup. So point that I'm trying to make here is that if you focus too much on the results, you're never gonna enjoy every moment of what you are doing. And I think we sacrifice this by trying to be so much more efficient, by trying to be productive, by trying to have results all the time, when in fact, loving the process is so much more important. And for the past few days, it's been a constant reminder for me that I have to build love for the process. Because the first day I got so frustrated and so angry at myself for not keeping up my level of expertise when it comes to illustration, that I felt as if I was at square one. And that's not the point. The point is to love even when you haven't drawn in a long time, to do it because you want to do it because you love it, because you like it. And soon enough, the next day I persisted, and the next day I was like super happy with what I made, and I was like, oh, I'm better at this than I was expecting. And it's fun. It took me like 2 or 3 days. Today is going to be the third day that I put myself out there and illustrate. I was supposed to film a course. I put the tripod on the ceiling. It's right over here. I can touch it because I don't have the kit lens on the camera. So I have this weird 35 millimeter lens, so I cannot zoom. So I have to put the tripod fully extended on the ceiling, as opposed to just it was like this. I have a small. I really enjoy smaller tripods nowadays, just because I can carry them in my backpack, as opposed to a bigger, hunkier, more sturdy tripod. I sold those just because they were too heavy to carry around. Now I have a teeny tiny small tripod. I don't know how it is. I had it there for the longest time and I could have showed it to you. And I never, whenever I do something like I sell the camera that I can shoot outside with, I then start to shoot outside. Whenever I want to talk about the tripod, I mount the tripod on top. It's so crazy. It's so funny. Yeah. It happened the same with this lens. Whenever I wanted, like I missed this lens for the longest time, for like 2 months or 3 months, because it's creating such a beautiful image. And then I bought it back. I missed it only after I sold it. It's fun. The camera that I sold, I don't miss. It would have been nice to not carry this chunk of a camera and tripod, to just carry that small little thing. So yeah, goes to show sometimes, but I did profit off of it about $100, I think. 80 to $100. So that was nice. And yeah, I'm going to go outside in the rain. Hopefully it doesn't rain anymore. I'm gonna take the camera and you're gonna see me in just a few seconds outside. Speaking of communist buildings and gangs, here I am in a beautiful gang. You can start to see there are a lot of graffiti around me, but that doesn't indicate the fact that this is a crime-ridden country. Most of them are just artistic expression of rebellion from teenagers. Above me, it's a 10-story building, a communist building, and it has like 5 or 6 entrances, and per entrance and per story, it has like 6 or 4 apartments. So you live with 4 other apartments and 60 other families on the whole entrance, and there are 6 of them. So basically, it's like a street, like a whole street, but vertically, and 80% of the city lives like this. I'm gonna film the other buildings as I go, but now it's raining, so hopefully it's not gonna rain anymore. Sophie's very, very excited to be outside. Her leg is comfortably healing, and she is happy to just run around and have fun. That there is one of the communist buildings. It's one of the ugly ones. It hasn't been renovated. It has been renovated at that end and at that end of the building, but in the middle, it hasn't been. I think it has like 7 entrances, which means 7 times what? Times 60 apartments. You can imagine how many people live in that building. It's massive. It's full of people, and quite honestly, it doesn't look that good since we are in the center of the city, but it does provide a lot of shelter for a lot of people and keeps the prices a bit lower, even though, as I said, lately they have skyrocketed quite a bit, like crazy amounts. And yeah, I'm here. I did some illustrations. Sophie's right over here. And probably I'm too much in the shadow because I exposed for the building, but it doesn't really matter. We are going to fix it in post, probably. Let's see how that goes. I'm gonna go to another place. I'm gonna take Sophie because it doesn't rain anymore. It's probably gonna rain once again, but it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to have more fun with it, more fun with the dancing. That's the building. And probably I'm gonna show you more buildings. I don't know. Here is another communist block. There are so many in this city, but in this one I used to live. There are 500 apartments in that one. So it's amazing. It has 10, like basically 10 entrances, which means 10 times 50 apartments per thing. It's like 500 apartments, and I used to live in one of them at number 400 and something. So that's amazing. It's a very interesting way of living. There is a big, big park over here on this side. As the last sun rays set upon the beautiful park behind me, that was the building I lived on. I just turned the camera around, and this is the beautiful park. It's one of the biggest in town. And yeah, I'm gonna go do some sports, and then afterwards I'm gonna meditate and do some courses probably. Sophie's going off-road, eating some sticks, and I'm going to go do some sports because I'm kind of late. Another beautiful day is over. I did some beautiful sketches today in the mall. There was an outage of what's it? Electricity outage. And it was fun. It was a big storm, and then I visited my mom. I ate some watermelon. And yeah, I tried to have as much fun as possible in terms of filming myself and to film in different environments and also talk about different subjects. I'm not going to be able to film the courses tonight because it's way too hot. I was saying this morning that I'm wishing for some rain so that the weather goes down and it's a bit colder, but I didn't take into consideration the fact that it's so much more humidity, and it feels, even if the temperature is lower, it feels so much more hot because the humidity makes it feel so much worse. So probably tomorrow I'm gonna start filming the courses, hopefully. I'm gonna try to see. I was actually thinking of renting out an apartment or something that has air conditioning for a few days so I can film the courses. But yeah, it's just unbearable. I'm sweating like like a porcupine, or I don't know, like a hot dog in the summer, in the summer sun. I'm just trying to amuse myself, even though it's quite late and I need to edit and I also need to post the videos. Big long day. I didn't accomplish much, but who cares? Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.